Oh, I have missed this. For the brief time I was ill and cooped up in my apartment, I have grown to miss my beautiful Belle Epoque restaurants, my food, my people watching, my throbbing, living, noisy, and bustling city of Paris. Although I still have no voice, this morning I am braving the crowds of the Ninth Arrondissement so that I can learn how to make perfume at Fragonard. There were about 30 to 40 people who showed up at 9 a.m., and we were all broken up into groups. My group's teacher was a young woman from Poland who is studying to be in the industry, either perfume making or makeup. She says that this is a very small, competitive world, and only the very best got to work at Fragonard. Something I never knew. Fragonard perfumes are only sold in France, nowhere else in the world.
So we learned how to become Nouveau. So Nouveau is a perfumer in France. It's a very big industry, but small industry. Each year, Fragonard is choosing one flower of the year. And this year is a year of wild rose. So wild rose is l'eglantine in French. But just keep in mind that top note will disappear quickly because it's the most volatile citrus, right? Floral are very powerful. So you can add floral to your composition, but rose will dominate very easily. And I would suggest to start with base notes. This is what we do in a laboratory. We always start with heavy notes like cedarwood, sandalwood, any ambers, because then you can control your composition on the way.
She explained top notes, heart notes, base notes, the history of perfume making, the different methods through animal fat, distillation, that the first perfume makers were also glove makers. Perfumes used to be like sugar and chocolate, luxuries for the wealthy. That it was once thought that perfume could ward against illnesses. She led us through rooms full of curious devices used throughout the centuries, cabinets containing old bottles, rooms with portraits of famous perfumers. My group consisted of all Americans, funnily enough. Texas, Pennsylvania, Florida, and then little California me. The entire family from Pennsylvania, a mother, father, son, and daughter. I'd assumed that the mother had dragged the whole family to the workshop with her, but she told me it was her husband who had wanted to take it. Turns out that he is a big fan of the novel Perfume by Patrick Suskind. I took a liking to him instantly. Perfume, if you didn't know, is a horror novel about a freakish genius whose sense of smell is supernatural. I will not spoil anything except to say its last scene is probably one of the most unforgettable I have ever read. Our workshop consisted only of 3 notes to choose from: a top note of citrus, a heart of wild rose, and a base note of cedar. I put too much wild rose and my perfume sadly smelled too rosy for me. I love roses, just not the scent as a perfume. We had beakers and little stoppers. I was haphazard and not at all scientific, but it was still fun. It's funny how my perfume workshop, reserved weeks ago, landed so soon after my sickness. My sense of smell is still not as it was before. I didn't know it at the time, but although I would gain more of it over time, even after a year, it still is not the same. As I was editing this video, I happened to come across a podcast by Andrew Huberman, a Stanford neuroscientist, interviewing an olfactory researcher. So all about the science of smell. It's a fascinating episode, but one revelation left me a bit disheartened. When they were talking about COVID and the loss of the sense of smell, the scientists said that if it doesn't come back within a year, then you will never get it back. But I am thankful I never lost my sense of smell completely.
So in the past, profession of a glass maker, perfume glass maker, was the same profession as perfumer. As well, here you have distillation technique. Distillation was founded in the 19th century and it's still used since this time. And distillation basically works on a differences of density on essence and water in the end in the final container. So you boil flour, you receive essence, water, you collect essence because oil doesn't mix with water.
I wasn't going to buy any perfumes, but I ended up buying 2 little ones, Etoile with lemon and green apple, and Belle Cherie, smelling sweetly of cherries, both sweet and summery. After the workshop, I spied Galleries Lafayette across the square and decided to amble up the top for the view. It was clear and lovely all the way to the Eiffel. I sat in one of the chairs for a bit, waiting for noon to come, then walked over to Brasserie Mollard, my last stop of the day. Lunch here is my termini. The restaurant signals my half-return to the world, to Paris. Art Nouveau mosaics, flowers and leaves and dragonflies, and some beautiful scenes of women in tile. This is a gorgeous restaurant. entertaining myself watching the staff. It's like a show. I once dated a server very briefly, and he tried to explain to me a little of the waitstaff hierarchy. I wish I could remember now, or that I had asked more questions. There's the server, the busboy, the food runner. The server here is in black blazer and bow tie. The food runner or helper is in bow tie, black vest, and a white apron. Watching the waitstaff is like a complicated dance. The different courses, the different glassware, silverware, and plates for each course, the crisp white napkins folded just so, the pristine tablecloths, constantly clearing plates, new dishes being brought over, all timed and choreographed and presented with such grace. They have brought me the dessert I have ordered, pear poached in sauterne. It is not as sweet as I thought it would be. I've had it once. I will probably not have it again. My tummy full, I'm also now have had my full of the people of Paris. This crowded, bustling arrondissement has exhausted me. Back home I go because I know I will court more sickness if we do not rest.